and welcome to Fender Play Live. My name is Eugene Edwards, and today I'm thrilled to talk with the incredibly talented Larkin Poe, all about blues music, their new album, and here's some exclusive live performances. Plus, as always, we've got some discounts and giveaways, so stick around. Please welcome Rebecca and Megan Lovell, also known as Larkin Poe. Oh,
Hey!
I can't believe I did that. All right, that's the last time I'll mispronounce that, I promise, because I'll never try again. Thank you very, very much for coming. You're coming live from?
Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah.
And great job on Saturday. I watched your live broadcast from, it was a bowling alley, right?
Yeah, it's a brand new venue here in Nashville, Brooklyn Bowl. And it was extremely surreal to play a full rock show to an empty venue. But you know what? Hey, it's the new norm.
Great rhythm section, great performance. It was a real treat. Well, today we're talking about the blues and specifically how you two as artists found your own style. Plus, we're going to be hearing some covers and some blues classics that people can learn on Fender Play right now. And hopefully, we'll convince you to do a brand new song off of your new album called Self-Made Man. Before we jump in though, first, we are live, so if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and we'll try to do our best to get to them. Also, we're offering a discount on the shirt I'm wearing, or one just like it. No, this, not the exact one, I always think of that joke, but you can get it yourself for 30% off by entering the code BLUES30, that's BLUES30, and it's only available for 48 hours, so act fast. All right, let's kick this thing off with a song. Ladies?
Yeah, we'd love to. We got to do some John Lee Hooker for y'all. This is one of his classics. Boom, boom, boom. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Hit. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna shoot you right down, right off of your feet. I take you home with me. I put you in my house. Boom, 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 boom. Hey. I love to see you walk up and down the floor. When you're talking to me, that baby talking, you knocks me out. How? Come on, girl. Shoot you right down, right off of your feet. I take you home with me. I put you in my house. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. That is extremely tight playing right there.
Wow.
So you two actually found these songs on Fender Play, on the Fender Play site. What made you pick this song?
I mean, legitimately, it's just hard not to love John Lee Hooker. Like, I think he was such an instrumental blues player in bringing blues music to pop culture, like especially with the Blues Brothers movie and him being so prominently featured. And like, he's just such an iconic blues guy. And I love this tune. It's so sassy. Like,
Sassy.
We love the sass.
That it's so sweet. You know, it's funny you mentioned that pop thing. John Lee Hooker's original recording of that, he recorded that in Detroit, and that's James Jamerson on bass and Benny Benjamin on drums. It's essentially the Funk Brothers, who would eventually be on Motown Records, playing, and they've got big ears because they're following John Lee really well across those verses. One thing, that song is so indelible, that riff is so indelible that out of the hundreds of versions, no one changes it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that strong. No, we're going to be talking about how the blues have influenced you and how you inject your own creativity and style into the genre. But first, this is Fender Play Live. So let's start at the very beginning. How long have you both played music?
We are sisters. We don't look a whole lot alike, but we came from the same family, and we both started playing classical violin and piano when we were 3 and 4 years old.
Yeah. Our mom put us in lessons, wanted us to try it out, and we kind of took to it.
Yeah, and then in our early teens, we got involved in bluegrass music very randomly. I mean, we grew up in northern Georgia, so it was sort of natural, I think, at some point to run across American roots music, but that was definitely, I think, a turning point in our lives when we got involved.
Yeah, that's when we dropped our classical lessons and went straight into mandolins and guitars and the slide.
Yeah.
Well, and as I asked you earlier, Megan, I would imagine playing a violin, which is a fretless instrument, probably had developed your pitch, and so moving to slide, you may not have encountered the same problems that some of us do when we transition from a fretted instrument to slide.
I certainly feel thankful to have had that pitch training so early. And now that I'm like fretless, I'm fretless all the way. No fretted for me ever again.
It's like being a vegetarian, but you just don't play with frets, sort of thing.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of instruments, Rebecca and Megan, if you can give us a quick rundown of the instruments and demonstrate each of them quickly.
Yeah, sure. I have my Fender Custom Shop Strat. It's modeled after the 50s style. And I love it. I have a humbucker in the bridge, which I really love. We tour as a 4-piece, so it kind of helps beef up the sound. And let me see. I keep it up, so it sounds a little wonky, but yeah, that's my situation. I love it.
That sounds good.
I'm playing my old vintage Rickenbacker lap steel. It's from the 50s. Ran into it, about a decade ago, and I love these instruments. They've got such a great.
Yes, child.
Great. That pickup, that tone is magnificent.
I love the mellowness of it.
And I think that's what we hear at the beginning of the Looney Tunes theme song. That I think it was a Rickenbacker lap steel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you don't mind, let's hear another tune. And for you viewers at home, you can learn the original versions of these songs on Fender Play today, and it's free to sign up, though you may not quite get to the level of Larkin Poe just yet. Please bestow us with another tune.
Yeah, let's do it. 2, 1, 2, 3. Smokestack lightning, shining just like gold. Why don't you hear me crying? Tell me what's the matter with you? Why don't you hear me crying? Smokestack lightning, shining just like gold. Why don't you hear me crying?
Love those surprise endings.
Flip up on you.
Oh man, I'll tell you, it's such a such a monolithic song. Tell us about that song and why you chose it.
Well, so we got involved in blues music in like the last four-ish years. We really started
Yeah.
research and delving deeper. I find it so endlessly interesting that there is such a large repertoire crossover between bluegrass and mountain music and blues songs. You find a lot of the same lyrics and changes that are kicking around. So I think it was, really fun to finally, especially with Megan's inspiration on the slide, to kind of educate ourselves on the history of blues music and go back and really study some of these really iconic musicians. And I think, of course, Howlin' Wolf is one of those guys that you quickly stumble upon as being, such a legend in the way that he sings and his like the way that he is so powerful on stage. You can find so much incredible footage of him just to want to rip off and to be more like. But of course, Hubert Sumlin, I've watched some really cool interview footage of Hubert, the guitarist who wrote the line in that song. And he is just so incredibly lovable and beautiful. And he talks about learning how to play fingerstyle in an effort to not walk on Wolf's voice. And so whenever I saw that footage, it really inspired me to work some more on my fingerstyle playing for sure.
Yeah, it really that's a great example of Hubert talking about how to stay out of the way of the singer,
Yeah.
it's such an insightful thing, and it shaped how he played and then also one of the reasons I love that song so much is I call that blues poetry. The smokestack lightning refers to sparks you see coming out of a train's smokestack. And I love just the way that a blues songwriter would shape that image into something just slightly more poetic. Just a beautiful piece of songwriting as well. And you guys sounded fantastic on that.
Oh, dude, thank you. I mean, I feel so lucky that we have, been playing music for so much of our lives, and you really start to take songs to heart. And I think that is one of the biggest draws to blues music for my sister and I is the incredible timelessness of the lyric. Because when you go back and you listen to these songs that were written at the turn of the century, they're talking about human stuff. They're talking about, your existence, mortality, what it means to be a human and to have a soul, and all these huge questions that I think really go beyond just guitar playing. Like it's really
For sure.
the most, like one of the most human, styles of music that you can encounter. And we're in it all the way. Love it.
Similar to bluegrass too, it uses these standard forms or even sometimes standard motifs and licks and things, but just to serve the storytelling.
Exactly. And again, like, we've tried to make it a habit on our records to record a traditional blues tune in an effort to inspire the next generation to go back and listen to some of these artists that you may not know, like our favorite, one of our all-time favorites. I mean, besides Sunhouse, but Skip James.
Skip James.
Such an underrated blues dude, but I mean, man, that guy will just make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And being able to, I think, push some of these artists to the forefront and really shine some light, that's been a real passion of ours.
Well, and that leads me to a question, though. And what do you think of blues in the modern era? I mean, obviously, you guys represent, if I may say, you guys do help represent that. Can you talk about that as you guys are playing the festival circuit and things right now? So,
Yeah,
can you talk about that?
we have been so thoroughly embraced by the blues community. I mean, in a way that really has amazed us, because we're playing fairly fringe blues music in a lot of the ways that
Yeah.
we incorporate it into our songwriting styles. But I do think it's important to have artists that are continuing to play with the genre and try to push it to new places. I mean, you can hear a lot of blues artists like Fantastic Negrito. Like, he is one of these guys that is really putting his own spin on the music
Yeah,
and
'cause-
keeping it fresh.
Yeah, because blues music shouldn't be a time capsule. It should be alive and well today. And I think that we're seeing a lot of people like bringing it back into their music, but in a new and fresh way. That's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and you guys, for example, employ the blues as a way of telling your stories, and I think that's it's a really, really wonderful thing that you guys do. By the way, just a real secret thing, just as a secret fan, Mad as a Hatter is one of my favorite songs.
that-
And talk about, I mean, I know it's not one of the more traditional, not one of the bluesier songs, although it is pretty bluesy, but the way you guys relate a very personal situation across a traditional form, that's a great example. But enough of me yakking around. Would you perform a Bo Diddley song for us?
Of
Yes.
course, probably
great.
some of the coolest lyrics, hands down, ever written. I am obsessed with this song.
Oh, me too. By the way, I love that all this incredible dark poetry and things but then her name is Arlene, which is so extremely common.
on.
This dichotomy of that is great. Okay, enough of me, please.
You ready? All right, you ready, Mike? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I walked 47 miles of barbed wire. I used a cobra snake for a necktie. I got a brand new house on the roadside, made from rattlesnake hide. I got a brand new chimney up top, made out of human skull. Now come take a walk with me, Arlene, and tell me, who do you love? 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 Tombstone hand in the graveyard mine. Just 22, but I don't mind dying. I said, who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Come on, baby. Night was dark, but the sky was blue. Down the alley, the ice wagon flew. Heard a bump and somebody screamed. I said, you should have heard just what I seen. I said, who do you love? 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 Who do you? Who do you? Who do you love?
Yes. I was wondering how you're going to get out of that one too. That was fantastic, and thank you for mentioning Arlene, because that to me is the key to the whole thing.
Come on.
He gets away. Now, I'm glad you did that one because for me that's going to lead into I think a song off your new album. It's because it's a very clever lyric, and he gets away with that homonym of hoodoo in the title. And I love when blues gets clever. You guys also do another a blues song in your set. You Preachin' Blues,
Yeah, we do.
which I think is a very funny song.
It's
Oh
so
my
funny.
God, it's so
That first verse is great.
No, it's so funny. I think people sometimes don't realize that Son House wrote Preachin' Blues, and they think that it's one of our songs. And so
Oh, really?
We wish.
Oh, and people in the comment section, they're just like, preachers work really hard, and you shouldn't, because the line is, I don't.
No,
I'm gonna be a preacher. It's so.
This is sung from the point of view of a scam artist. It's not a preacher actually singing the song. It's a way
awesome.
But please be complimented that they think that you wrote that. Take it as a high compliment.
Oh,
We
yeah.
wish.
We wish we had.
Now, the blues has been around for well over a century, but it's still such a powerful and exciting style of music. So how do you guys go around taking a classic such as this or any of them and making them your own? I mean, what's your approach to drawing from the classics but adding some of your own style?
I think the biggest, rule of thumb that we have taken together in kind of a serial approach to covering blues tunes is not being afraid to insert our own creative perspective. Because when you think about the oral tradition of the blues, you can go back and hear 8 different artists covering the same song and they're all claiming credit. So there is definitely this, culture of passing and sharing the song. And so I think being willing to shake it up and not be so precious with the songs, that obviously treat them with reverence, but these songs are meant to be creative and authentic to whoever's singing them. So we've tried to just let the song kind of be tooled and tailored with and tweaked and nipped and tucked until it feels like something that we can sing.
Well, and as Megan said earlier, it's not treated like a time capsule. I
Exactly.
suppose is sort of the thing. And yeah,
I feel like that's the biggest disservice that you could do to a genre, especially a source genre, is let it molder in a pile of, or sit behind glass. I really do feel passionately about, you know, putting our own spin. Because I mean, you can imagine there were not any, you know, white women, you know, at the turn of the century playing blues music. So we got to be authentic in the way that we do it, and pay homage and reverence to the past, and hopefully continue to let it be something that's breathing and alive.
Right, add to that evolution of the form.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect segue if you because you just had a new album come out maybe just a week or two ago, and it's called Self-Made Man. Very clever. I'd love to talk about that quickly, but first, can we hear a little bit off the new album?
Yeah, dude. This is the
Okay.
title track. It's called "She's a Self-Made Man." I've been down and out, now I'm up again. When I roll the dice, everybody wins. Like a cannonball, moving down the track. Baby's on her way, she ain't coming back. Never coming back, never coming back. Baby's on her way. Shooting out the lights and the smoke alarms. Keep your fingers crossed, I'm a lucky charm. Like a cannonball, moving down the track. Baby's on her way, she ain't coming back. Never coming back, never coming back. Baby's on her way, yeah. Never coming back, never coming back. Baby's on her way. I get a nut, I don't give a damn. Lord have mercy, I'm a self-made man. Oh, self-made man. Oh, self-made man. I can't let it go. Gotta do or die for an underdog. I've been riding high. Gonna juice it up in my Pontiac. Baby's on her way. She ain't coming back. Never coming back. Never coming back. Baby's on her way. Yeah. Never coming back. Never coming back. Baby's on her way. Like it or not, I don't give a damn. Lord have mercy, I'm a self-made man. I got 10 up top and 2 strong hands. Lord have mercy, I'm a self-made man. Oh, oh, self-made man. Oh, self-made man. I think Megan's slide was it was too high pitched for your puppet.
Oh, that was just authentic background barnyard sounds for that song you guys were laying down. Sorry. It's just they thought it was a call and response tune.
Yeah, they were preaching the gospel. They were
That was
so true.
they were feeling it. Now, one of the things I love about this song is how you use that riff over the one chord, the main lick. You just play it relentlessly.
Yeah.
Much like a classic Muddy Waters vibe, where it's that same riff over, and they go back to it, and it just takes on this really spooky, menacing vibe because of how relentlessly you play it over and over again. Great piece of songwriting. But I've got to ask about that title, or how you came to use that title. Just discuss.
Yeah. That was one of the first ones we wrote for the record.
Yeah, she brought it to me, and we thought it was kind of funny because we like poking fun at, these kind of insidious ideas, like we're qualifying success by gender with saying self-made man. So we're like,
Sure.
well, why can't we take the old adage and kind of turn it on its head? We could be self-made men.
Yeah, exactly.
That's brilliant. Yeah, no, very, very clever. That's great. That's great. And then with that song being one of the first ones written for the album, did that in some way inform the rest of the album? Did it serve as a template of somehow, or was it sort of you just kind of started gathering as many ideas as you could?
I feel like it was a template in that we had done so much touring. We toured pretty solidly for about 2 years on our Grammy nominated record, Venom and Faith. So we were out, I mean, intensely 2 years, hitting the road hard. And so when we came back home, we really wanted to write it like a series of songs that would really rock on stage. And so that was definitely like a continuing thread between all the songs that were written. But I mean, funnily enough, this year we've only gotten to play that one out live like maybe 3 or 4 times. But hey, it's time to come.
Yeah, it's already a rarity as a song you guys perform live by proxy. And by the way, yes, congratulations on the Grammy nomination. You have many more to come. Also, congratulations on your second consecutive #1 album.
Woo!
Way to go! Way to go! Not many people can say they've done that. Now, if I may sidebar, remember everyone watching, we're offering a discount on this T-shirt with the burning tubes. You can get it yourself for 30% off by entering the code BLUES30. Only available for 48 hours, so act fast. Now, we're gonna get to the homework. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. I need to refresh the Google Doc because I think we have some incoming questions.
Fan questions. Fan questions.
Fan questions.
time.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. I've lost my spot all over the place. Please bear with me. Let's see here. This is how we do this show at home now. Let's see. Okay. This first one is from Eric, who's watching on YouTube. I'm a beginning guitar player focusing on the blues. Should I put down my acoustic and stay with my electric to really nail down the basics?
No, this is me speaking. I mean, it comes down to personal preference. But when I go back and I listen to a lot of the early blues recordings that are really emotional and meaningful to me, those guys are playing acoustics. And
Yeah.
yes, it's so fun to play loud and it's fun to like get super wacky and freaky with pedals. But I do think that there is a stamina that you can build with acoustic and you can really learn how to pull tone out of instruments that will only serve you, I think, when you switch back to electric.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Great answer. This one comes from Rachel Buchanan. And Megan, I think you'll be taking this one. What are your best tips for slide playing?
Best tips for slide, man. Oh, I think I would say find your slide player, find that person, and then learn every solo they ever played. For me, that was Jerry Douglas. I went through it and I was like, every solo that I could find, I learned. So I think that that's a good way. And learning by ear, I think, is especially important for slide, just for the pitch and everything. So I would suggest that.
This one comes from Facebook. Sherry Hoyer wants to know, and I was thinking the same thing. What tuning is being used on your lap steel today? If you give away tunings, some people are secretive, but
Oh, I absolutely will share. I'm playing an open G like a dobro. So from highest pitch, DBG, DBG.
Gotcha. And G Vandal, watching on YouTube, wants. Oh, this is a good question. Where did the name Larkin Poe come from?
So as sisters, we wanted to have a band name that would have some family significance. So Larkin Poe is actually our great-great-great-great-grandfather. His name was Larkin Poe on our dad's side. And
he was a cousin of Edgar Allan Poe, so we'll take that.
the money shot.
That's the fantastic. I just visited Poe's house in, I guess in Richmond. I'm a big fan. And when I first saw the name, I guess I first heard of you guys when you started playing with Elvis Costello, and somewhere in that I learned that connection to Edgar Allan Poe. So that explains all the great writing, the songwriting, I assume. All right, so now we are going to get to some homework. It's a tradition on the show to assign some homework to our viewers so they can have something to work on. And I'm going to have you help me out with one of the assignments. First, for the beginner, play a 12-bar blues progression at whatever speed you'd like. And for the intermediate player, and here's where you guys come in, try to play the main riff from Smokestack Lightning. It should sound a little something like this. There you go. Now, and for the advanced, cover your favorite blues song and share it online. And if I may, feel free to put a little personal spin on that, and that could be your tribute to Larkin Poe. And make sure you use the hashtags Fender Play and Homework when posting for a chance to be featured on one of our channels. I think it's about time we bring in our old pal Dylan for some exciting play updates. Now, Rebecca and Megan, if you just stick around for a bit, we're all going to play out together on a big G chord. But first, let's welcome Dylan. Dylan, come aboard.
Can you hear it?
Yes, we can.
Excellent, excellent. That's always my worst nightmare, is that I'm just playing and all you see is somebody moving around and I don't look good. Oh, hey, nice to see you guys. That was an amazing show. You guys sound incredible. I was like, wow, this is an awesome show today. I loved it. Woo.
Thank you. You and the ficus is strong.
Dylan, I was thinking my main job today is to speak clearly and then get out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Dylan, great walk-on music there. What have you got for us today?
Yeah, well, so each week I get the fantastic honor of announcing the weekly winner of Fender Play's weekly giveaway. And so if you don't know, this is a giveaway every week with Fender Play where we're giving away a guitar, a bass, an amp. You have a lot of things that you can choose from. We're not talking about strings or picks here. And a lucky winner only has to get 3 7-minute streaks on Fender Play to become automatically entered in. So you get 3 7-minute streaks, you're in, and hopefully you win and you get to pick something really cool. And we've got a winner this week. Are you guys ready to hear who it is?
Yeah, here we go.
All right, now let's make a big deal out of it. Here we go. Hey, Rye T. Rye T is the winner. Hey, great job, Rye.
Why can't I get the dog to bark now?
I know.
Would have been perfect. Well, congrats to you, Rye, and enjoy your new guitar, bass, amp, whatever you choose. And Dylan, what else you got for us?
Yeah, so we're constantly adding new material to Fender Play, and one of the awesome features that we just added that there's a lot of excitement about it, and I've had a lot of interaction with users about it. It's called collections. So these are basically if you have different skills that you want to build out or different techniques that are within songs. Sometimes it's really hard to learn, like some of the stuff that you guys are playing today. That can seem like it's impossible to a young player, to a new player. And these are like stacking the techniques that you would need to learn in order to be able to approach a song like that. So that's one collection. Another one could be country songs. Another one might be sliding, bending, all these different styles, songs, techniques. They're all in the collections feature now, so check that out on the site. Another new thing that's cool is full songs, and we've got 2 new ones this week. Love Story, which is by Taylor Swift, and I think that was actually recorded at Blackbird Studios in Nashville, which is hopefully still there. It was there when I was there.
Oh, yeah.
And then Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, Green Day, a little known hit. Just kidding, that's a major hit. And both of those are full songs. They're both live, and check them out.
Very good. Thank you very, very much, Dylan. And a huge thank you. We're coming to the end of the show, believe it or not. Thank you so much, Megan and Rebecca, Larkin Poe, for stopping by, talking blues with us, performing songs for us. Everybody, please check out their new album, Self-Made Man, which is out now. Ladies, anything you'd like to plug right here before we go?
No, just everyone keep washing your hands. We're trying to stay active on social media in an effort to stay connected with people. So come follow us on the socials. We'll have more live stream concerts the rest of the year. So please just
and stay creative.
Stay creative and play slowly and cleanly.
Oh, look at that. That's great. That's fantastic. They should have had that homework. And I got to say, well, when we all get back on the road, when I get back out with Dwight, I'm certainly going to keep my eyes open. Hopefully we'll do a festival together. We'll see. Because I can't wait to see you guys play out and play live. Fantastic new album. Thank you so much for helping us out today. And to everybody watching, yes, please keep safe and keep practicing. And we'll see you next time. Everybody, we're going to play out on a big G chord on the count of 3. Megan, I'm expecting a lot of ballyhoo from you on this one. Ready? 1, 2, 3.